Here with Joey and Dex. Man, I'm so pumped about this. This has been a long time coming. We got some of the sharpest minds here. And for all of you listening, you'll realize how sharp these dudes are here in a minute. But would just love for you guys, he's over here laughing. I'd love you guys just to introduce yourselves, let people know how athletic, or in my case, non-athletic, you are. And then we'll go from there. All right. Since Dex is directly to my right, we'll start there, and then we'll go to Joey next. Go ahead.
Cool. Looks like Joey's internet cut out. We're all good though. Dex Hopkins, been in the CrossFit space for, a fortnight and some, since about 2013, competitively. Then started coaching, been around the world doing those things and kind of soaking up the community and enjoying it. Father of one, soon to be two, husband to a beautiful wife. We live in Tupelo, Mississippi, and maybe the forever home, who knows. New to the Brute team, super excited to be working with you guys. Like Micah said, some of the sharpest minds in the game, one of the bigger companies in the game, with some of the top athletes across any division in the game. So super excited to be a part of that. And just real quick,
just for the folks at home eating their popcorn, nail biting as they're driving to work because they heard your voice and were like, oh my God, that sounds like butter. Sounds like some Southern butter. What is exactly.
Heart attack kind.
What is your capacity, I guess? Man, that's a fancy word. What's your role at Brute?
My role at Brute, I want to say we were coming up with a name for it. Matt Bruce said director of loquaciousness, which is $1 million word I like. I did the same thing, Joey. I laugh. But, doing some content creation. I'll be out at the events, kind of being the live correspondent, talking to the athletes, getting their perspective on the experience, giving a little analysis on, with the coach hat on, what I think of the events and the test, how to attack those things if you're going to try them at home, and just giving more insight and more diving into events, whether they're online or live. And then I'll also be working as a one-on-one coach. We're still getting the ball rolling with that, but excited to do that and get to work with some of the newer athletes coming on. And, so hopefully the role will expand, but that's where we're at now, and it's going to be a good time.
All right. The bearded wonder, Joey.
I don't miss my beard.
Oh, that's a lie.
There you go.
I miss my hair, dog.
Yeah.
See,
I miss my hair.
Yeah. Dex and I used to have rivaling beards back in the day, and his was cool. His looked good.
Ours weren't rivals. Ours were friends on the drinking team.
They'd shake each other's hands every time we met.
Ours was like Dylan, like Arnold and what's his name? That was our beards. Yeah.
So I've been doing CrossFit since 2012. I started coaching in 2014. Kind of just had to dive in head first, man. I love this stuff. In that time, went to the games twice, regionals 5 times. I think every time Dex and I went head to head, at least team wise, he got the W.
Did
you
we?
know that? Yeah, every time. It was really upsetting.
What'd y'all get in 2015 at the games?
We got 8, and you got
7.
what'd you get?
We got 7th.
7?
Yeah. Are you checking?
I think we lost Joey. Technical difficulties.
Joey's in Philly, and you should know that he is. If you've ever seen Home Improvement, he is Tim the Toolman Taylor. He is. They bought a place there, man, and I'll tell you, like, I am the least handy person there ever was, and whatever the opposite of that, that's him. So they may be having some technical difficulty. Oh, now you're clear.
Got him back.
You got to go snug up.
I don't
to
know
that
what
router,
happened. It
Daddy.
said I exceeded storage limits.
Oh, it's fine. Hey, baby, we already breaking the internet. That's how popular this podcast is, folks. So, shameless plug. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Help a brother out.
Oh, dang, I don't know what happened. I feel like it
because we're all poor and need money. Anyways. Oh God. Anyways. All right. So where we were is we were talking about you guys head to heads, and anyways.
Oh yeah.
It seemed as Dex's team was the more athletic team.
No, they just got lucky.
No. His team was Yes. Look, there's a woman on his team who we're running was it the mile relay? And so I'm a large, lumbering man just doing, if you've ever seen an offensive lineman jog back to the huddle, that's my mile pace. And I'm a good 400 meters ahead of her, runs me down. I'm sucking wind, and she runs by me talking and then runs away from me into the distance. And
that's who you want saving your life, is a person like that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, she was way more jacked than me too. So yeah, his team was more athletic. He legit. I think it was like 1 or 2 events that just because Austin was on y'all's team too, and where I was like the beef on my team, Austin was the beef on y'all's
plural.
team. Yeah, that's a lot. Big slabs.
Yeah,
big slabs.
Those were the days, man.
We had it was a good time. We always had fun though. We were the undefeated drinking team after any event, and that's facts, especially in Columbus.
That was not
that was
fun
a sad year.
For many people involved.
Sad year.
No. Yeah, but now look at us. We're doing things. I think Dex. I don't know, Dex. Yeah. Have you completely ruled out competing? Are you still?
No. Where we are, it's a little Lexington. I feel like was pretty. We had a lot of folks interested here. Not so much, but there are some people that are recently interested. And like I say, I'm not competing. I still train almost the same, just with a little more attention to old people stuff because it's my Jesus year. Will be 33. But I don't know. I'm very interested in feeling good. Started messing around with jiu-jitsu. That's super fun. And if people want to pursue it, I think we could do something to try to get to a semi next year. I don't know how it'll go when we get there, but so we'll see. We're having fun right now. We got a little training group of like 5 or 4 on a good day. So, we'll see. I'm not ruling it out. I don't have any other hobbies. If I start building stuff like you and making like keepsake boxes and, tongue and groove things that whatever do some other tool man terms,
mortise and tenon, bandsaw,
bandsaw, I like that. Hacksaw.
Well, I had to, I got burnt out with CrossFit just competing a little bit, so I took the year off and I needed to fill that time with a hobby, so I started making things out of wood to do my.
Tell me from scratch. You knew nothing. You just YouTubed.
Yeah, I mean, my dad was like a construction worker.
That makes me feel better.
That was like in my blood, but aside from coaching, my other hobby is, whittling wood.
So, Joey, I want to ask a question. So obviously you took a year off.
Yeah.
And the year before that, correct me if I'm wrong, you were on a team with Zach Souter, Emma Chapman,
Nicole Holcomb.
Yeah.
Good team.
And that was a great team.
We consider ourselves
really good.
A bit of no names. Nobody knew aside from Nicole. She had a bit of notoriety. She had been to the games in 2015, but people kind of wrote her off, and they saw us on paper, and they didn't really understand what was happening. But I mean, I got to give all credit to the brute team that we had behind us programming our stuff, because we showed up and we showed out. Like, people did not see us coming, and they got pissed when we made that final cut. They were like, who are these guys?
You guys made it, yeah.
Yeah, like they didn't think that we could do it, and nothing made me happier than like seeing the looks on people's faces as they had to take a seat and we kept walking. Like, that was, I'll never forget that.
Well, it was cool for me to watch too. So Zach, his teammate, I've known Joey. Zach was on our team in 2016 when Joey and my team did not qualify. We were like, right out sniffing the butt of it. But Zach had been doing the program and I was doing it at the time, had some limitations or whatever, so I knew where he was because I worked with him on some movement stuff and was on the right path. And he was working, y'all are all working with L, right?
Which is a brute one-on-one coach, just for the people listening.
Yeah. Yeah. Big brute one-on-one coach. You know some of his athletes, whether you know it or not. But, Zach lived with me. Him and Ryan both like brothers, love him, whole family. And this cat, I don't know what he was doing or sending y'all in the mail.
Easy.
But he swag, of course, it's the T-shirts, or Icelandic meat. But it was so weird seeing him go from where we were in 2016, just outside looking in, to that team. Because what y'all end up getting that year, 4th or 5th? And there was nothing the kid couldn't do. And I mean, he was a very brute strength football player type. And Joey's got more long game than I will ever have. But me and Zach were, hey, football player, sprint, rest, sprint. We lift real heavy and do, whatever. But the kid was just head and shoulders. And I think also the focus and kind of relationship he had with Elle. And I don't know if that's just something they pick up because I didn't get to – me and Joey done like 2 open workouts together ever, but it's always meeting up at an event. But the kid's focus just shifted, and I think he would say he attributes that to the kind of relationship with Elle and kind of the umbrella they were under. And it was all 4 of them. And Emma's the same way, just like Zach, really strong, had some limitations, but it was like, man, the chinking that stuff away and kind of, morphing it into what they needed to be. I mean, it was wild to see the success they had that year under Elle just as a whole group. So I think
I
that
totally
tribe thing's a big
agree.
deal.
Zach Souders, who we're talking about, for those of you that are retired now.
Retired.
I got to train with him quite a few times when I went to
Baton.
Baton Rouge. So that's where Elle lives. That's where Brood is headquartered out of. And the lair at Go CrossFit down in Baton Rouge, and trained with him a couple times. He being Zach, that what you said, Dex, it's like a light switch flipped for him. That dude, at the time, he was preparing for the German throwdown. And of course, this thing called COVID happened. If you hadn't heard of it,
Yeah, man, that sucks too.
and
I put him out.
But he was, and I mean, like, you never want to say, "Oh, this athlete has it locked up," but oh my gosh, this athlete had it locked up. He was very good.
He was good, man. He was very well rounded. Like he had just watched Ryan win. What was it? The Lowlands where Ryan qualified. Yeah. So little brother just qualified. They ended up getting to go. Zach on the team and Ryan Indy that year.
It was the same year. Yeah.
Maybe they both went Indy. But yeah, dude. And what a time. Because I always felt like we were with brothers. If you guys don't know my brother, but he is not an athlete. He is a great person. We're best friends, but just not his bag. But I can't imagine how cool it was to go with your brother and then have a team and everybody do really well. I mean, Ryan went pretty deep, and they just, we were all there, had a good time. So, but it canceling it was,
was rough.
I think that because they do the RV van life, him and Kayla, and which is awesome. I don't knock that hustle. They're both kind of traveling occupational therapists, so very professional people, by trade. And so I think it, like it did a lot of people, to where me it was, took a lot of pressure off of kind of the run and gun type stuff. And so I was able to steal a lot of time back with my family. And so where he had this checkpoint kind of light at the end of the tunnel where, hey, I'm going to lock it up and this will be the ride, kind of what we're looking to culminate with, it just, pulled the rug out from under him. And I think now they are just, all about the marriage and the traveling experiences, which you can't blame them. I mean, I think it's
a different
great.
season.
And I'm a big proponent of not letting this, absolutely. And look, great person. Cannot speak enough about him and his brother. They're all quality A+ people. So, I mean, he'll be successful in whatever he wants to do for sure. And like Joey said, and like you're talking about, being around him when he locks in, because he's not a big smack talker, not a big talker at all.
That dude is so stoic.
He's a good time, great time. Yeah, great time. But he is not like Joey and I. There are several videos of us acting up pure.
So you're saying people should just YouTube Dex Hopkins fool and
that God don't YouTube it. But we just had a good time, and he would have a good time. But training was wild. I know leading up to 2018, he was destroying me every day we were training. I just had to eat it with a smile.
Yeah.
So,
the dude was a freak.
Yeah, but
he still is. I mean, he could pick it up in seconds.
Yeah, he's built for it too, man. He's like prototype.
So I'm just curious, from you guys who've competed a lot and have had a really nice career in CrossFit, and it sounds like both of you are kind of like, I could go back maybe. I'm just curious from a mental side of things. What is that like when when something like COVID happens, right? And you just feel completely like your shit's just getting taken away. Like what you do, who you are, your identity. It's almost like there's now a separation of who I am and what I do. And caveat, I think this could apply to anything in life. I don't think this just applies to training. I think this is probably a bigger, more macro thing. But I'm just curious to hear from an athlete's perspective. What do you guys think?
COVID was brutal for everyone involved, right? Like, it's like gym owners, athletes, people who just enjoy going to the gym, just ruin your routine. And I think like the strongest athletes mentally found a way to persevere through that. And I think we'll see that coming up with these sanctionals, you know. But it was rough. It's regionals, yeah. I think that needs to be addressed at some point too.
We're gonna get
they
there.
they just punted the cost off to other people.
We're going there.
But yeah, COVID sucked, right? Like, I don't think there's any way to understate that. Man, I don't know. For me, I drank a lot of beers. That was me, man. Because because I was like at the point in my life where it was kind of like I was putting a pause on competing and stuff. I wanted to start this new hobby, start my family. So I just kind of like let myself cut loose a little bit. And now talking about regionals and training again has definitely like put the bug back in me.
Do you miss it?
It'll get you.
Oh, absolutely. I've been in the lab too. You know, that's what I call the gym. I've been trying to get some stuff back, but we'll see till next year. Maybe you see this name somewhere.
Dex, you?
See, mine was like the opposite, man. We had the beginning of that year. I might have told Joey this is like my Mamba farewell tour because we were having the kid. Went to French Throwdown, did pretty well. Just hadn't made just some of the best friends with our team. It's the first time we'd ever worked out together. Ended up getting second to a really good Invictus Boston team.
Yeah, they were stacked.
Oh yeah, monsters. But that's the first time we'd ever trained together. And so, we decided to run it back, went to Ireland, and just crushed. Did awesome. I think we won 2 or 3 events the third day. It was the most fun. And, we all had the same policy. We're going to have the most fun on the floor, which to me is just like the lifeblood of it because I got crazy in my brain, but a whole lot more have fun. And so the whole year for me was, hey, we're going to walk really slow, soak up the experiences, and, kind of put these in the mental bank to remember and just to see if the game passed me by. Because I think you see so many people, the game changes so much every year, the speed of this, and people don't realize how new CrossFit still is. No matter what, whatever year of the CrossFit Games it is this year, it's still super new versus something like football, baseball, or what, professional. And I think we're at a level where people can do it professionally. But I think especially I dealt with it with football, like the identity thing you're talking about. So I wanted to be able to step away and be like, hey, it didn't pass you by. Skills are maintained. You're more importantly very healthy and able to enjoy it and life outside the gym. And, when my kid's 18, whatever age you start having to go hardcore and wear the kid out, I want to be available for that. I don't want to be like, well, dad's going to mow the lawn, sleep on the couch. And so that's where we qualified. And I knew when they started, I kind of, projected out. I was like, all right, well, T and Joey will tell you, like, you're the step kid at the games when you're on a team.
Why is that? Why?
And I don't think it was any different for 4.
Yeah, but why?
Well, you're not the individuals are the show, right? Like that's the show, hands down. But
you're an afterthought.
If anything has to get, you're the first you're the new guy in, and so if there's something that needs to be cut for time, you're the one, right? Mm-hmm. They're not, you're getting cut, which is cool. Everybody knows. I always appreciate the experience. Period. It was still very professional, very well run, second to Wadapalooza. But we went to Ireland, and had a great time. And so it's true, man. Wadapalooza is the one. No, I love his character. I think we need more conflict's a bad word. We need more people that play this like a sport.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Everybody does not have to be friends, and you're not. You're not friends with everybody. You're lying to me and everybody else. But we had the kid, man, and I wanted to be able to give the kid things that I didn't have growing up from like a father figure kind of deal. And so that was drop kick to the top of the list for me. And I still fitness. Will I pull the plug on it to go hang out with the kid if she needs something? Absolutely. We are figuring out how to do that. And, I think you're always evolving as a family and a team to do that stuff in kind of a family unit. And so got number 2 on the way. She'll be here in November. I'm severely outnumbered. I have to get a boy puppy. So it'll be an interesting
I'll send
time.
you a life raft.
It was opposite for me.
all the
I enjoy
estrogen
getting this.
you're swimming in.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Well,
you're welcome.
Well, and my wife's a surgeon, so she went through residency and all this stuff. And so, a lot of time is taken from you, for a good cause, right? She's learning, getting experience. And we stole so much of it back. Like, it was not fair. Her maternity leave should have been illegal. And so we just watched a lot of Office, and then we just got to be, which we had not gotten to do under, this deadline's coming, we have to be here and do this. And so it was cool. Do I wish we would have got to done it? Absolutely. I think we had an awesome team. It was me, Christian Harris, Brooke Haas, and Kelly Baker, like some of the fittest, two of the fittest people out of the Northeast, and Brooke was individual athlete in 2018. Monster, man. So it, a lot of what ifs, but we're all still really good friends. Christian and them, I think, will have a team that goes and does well this year. It's him, Will Carter, and two girls. I have no idea who they are. I'm very sorry. I'll figure it out. You guys are just new to me. And Brooke is taking the year off, so is Kelly. And it's very cool, man, making connections. I think that's always been my favorite part of the game. Like, the fitness is cool, but the byproduct of getting to meet new people and kind of, exchange some energy and love on people has always kind of been my favorite thing with the whole fitness and event thing.
So one thing that you guys said, you said regionals, which, back here a year ago or 2 years ago, you would say, regionals followed up with, RIP, right? But regionals are back for all intents and purposes. I don't know what they're calling them. Are they Continentals is not a good word. I'm sorry. Like, I'll be the first to say it. You can blast me.
And it doesn't matter,
you can
right?
blast me
it
on
doesn't matter.
Instagram.
Like, you can't make it to the event. What
exactly.
We'll tell you. We'll get
so
you.
let's. Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine.
And there were quite a few people, including someone that we talked about earlier, Emma Chapman. I was DMing with her, and I was like, "Hey, you're going to be able to go?" And she was like, "The costs are exorbitant." She's in the Oceania, continent, and she was like, "The costs are exorbitant." And I said, "I can't do this." And anyways, that's a different story. We won't get into that.
And she's a teacher. She's a teacher, and her husband's I think he's a high school strength and
conditioning
conditioning coach now.
Great
people, love him.
Salt of the earth.
He's terrifying. He's
so
strong.
dumb strong.
He's so strong.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I quit.
He's so strong.
Let's get into that. I mean, let's just start with some like high level 10,000 foot overview stuff. What do you when I say continentals, regionals, whatever, those, and for those of you listening, we're going to interchange those words in and out. I'm going to use continentals, regionals. It's all the same thing. The events that are happening, the semifinals is, I guess, the proper term now. But what do you guys, high level overview, what are you guys looking forward to the most, the matchups?
Joseph, you wanna go first?
I like the fact that we're going to start to see some more in-person competitions. Obviously, some of these are going to be online, but you still get the, somewhat of head-to-head. I do think that some of these, like, true online ones will favor certain athletes over others. But, yeah, that's just me. I like that they put this step in there, right? Like, and I like that it does feel like old. Maybe that's just me being nostalgic because I came up in the regional era. But I like that it's more uniformed than it has been. I feel like the last 2 years it's been kind of like, every year it was like a little different. But I feel like they've got a good system here now. But I'm very much looking forward to what's about to happen with these.
Yeah, and regionals is my favorite, right? And even more so from, athlete hat off, coach hat on. There's a season. I think with the sanctional thing and I've got some really close friends that'll tell you, man, they're taking money off the table. Absolutely, I agree with that, and I can see that perspective. But coach hat, I've got athletes in my gym who, are able to make it to 3 classes a week, and there's no off season to where it used to revolve around the open, right? Like, we're going to have this Friday Night Lights party. There's going to be some people do well, some people that's their Super Bowl, and now – we're back to that kind of, right? We got open. You get another. I think the online stuff. I think home field advantage is so underrated.
Yeah,
dude, for
sure. Your favorite pull-up bar, your barbell, whatever. Because they're not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna send equipment out, right? Like for the Rogue Invitational thing. And so I think that's super underrated. So definitely an advantage there, right? Sleep in your own bed. You don't have to get on a plane and be weird for eating for a day and let that be, a little seed planted in your brain. And I'm going to be interested. I hope none of them have to go virtual again. Like I'll be at the Mid-Atlantic, and Emma got transferred there, and just sorry to all the girls who thought they were going to win that Tia got transferred there.
My wife and I were
gonna be
talking about that. She was like, are they going to allow a sixth person to like qualify? Because that's already a spot. I mean,
no. Look, I tell you what, looking at the rosters, I said this immediately to my wife on the couch when they came out. The best competition of the year will be that last chance qualifier.
Oh, my God.
Because the way they stack these regions. Yeah.
I cannot wait
and
for
it'll
that
be
one.
like it's going to be insane. And like, so the MAC is Barnhart, Wells, Sagafi, name I can't say, Jess Griffith, Haley I mean, big list.
Stacked,
Emma,
dude.
Tia. So it will be, ridiculous on the women's side. Guys, I mean, there's some people from some camps. Sam Quant Maderos from the same one. That's interesting. Ben Smith, Marquand Jones, all of them are like this. And so that's why I say that last chance qualifier is going to be insane. But I think it's awesome that they're able to seed people like this, and we're getting back to that format. I love the open into the quarters. I've said it several times on several different kind of platforms. I think they were kind of lazy with the indie to teams, and more so with the age group qualifier, because age groups don't go to semis.
I think that's coming, though. At least they've said it is. They're working on it. We'll see.
What?
But traditionally, that has always been sexier programming for the online qualifier, right? Like they've always got, and I've honestly liked some of those better than the open workouts.
Oh, I completely agree. I hate that they just kind of copy and pasted and changed one word.
Copy and paste. 2 sentences. They changed the title. Yeah.
I was like, you guys, you have an opportunity to be very creative here, and you're not.
Or take some chances, right?
That's what I mean.
The rope climb, you've already done. Yeah, you've taken some leaps and bounds with what's possible. I mean, I think the introduction of the rope, that's going to get real nasty in the future. The GHD, that was nasty. And so the floor plans, I hope they stick with that. I really love that. But as far as going to the semi thing, I think it's going to be awesome, especially from a spectator standpoint. And then just there's something to follow, and it's a finite season again. That's the best part to me, as far as keeping in mind with the crazy stuff that he who shall not be named Glassman, that when he pulled regionals, was like, we're making this about the health and wellness. Well, you can do both. You just have to, the context got to be right. And there has to be a season.
And I think to go with the health and wellness comment, it was a great marketing, having regionals. How many people brought their parents to come watch regionals, who have never seen CrossFit before, and then they were like, oh, wow, anybody can do this? And I mean, that's what you want, right?
They go to a class.
Yeah, you need bodies in the gym, and they got to get introduced to it somehow. So I think any way we can get it out there is good for people.
So just for the folks listening, so you've obviously got the season now, as Dex has referred to many of times, the open, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and from there, then the games. You're kind of qualifying each or at each stage. But so I want to kind of ruffle some feathers with this question. What's going to be the biggest upset? Yeah, because I mean, why not? Let's go ahead and
let's rosters pulled up.
But let's make sure we don't get canceled on our first episode. People are crazy these days.
No, I think we're. Well, the bright side is Joey and I've been in it long enough and kind of shaking enough hands, or not shaking them, that we know.
We know a lot of these names.
All right, so let's go men.
Let's go.
All right, hold
what's
on.
The max first?
Men and women's biggest upset.
Semi upset or games upset?
Well, so we'll go semis, because the semis got to go to the games, and then I'm gonna ask you. So stay tuned, because I'm gonna ask you for your way too early games pick, podium pick, and that's gonna be next. It's way too early, but we're gonna do it anyways. Make fools out of ourselves.
I watch Get Up. I like that.
That's exactly where I took that from too. Okay, so we're gonna go biggest upset, and you can do one semifinal, you can do two, but just keep it short and sweet. What you guys got?
This is tough.
Which one's Dallin Pepper at? I'm trying to find it.
Granite Games.
Yeah, Granite.
So I'm looking for that cat to come in and just piss a lot of people
I
off.
Could not agree more.
I am not easily impressed, and that kid that's a grown man. And I think hearing him and James Sprague on the YouTube channels,
we're gonna get them on here too.
Kids seems like they're.
Yeah,
yes, no doubt. But I met James in 20.
Wild.
Well, dude, I met him the year y'all went team, and I was coaching. It was Chandler's first year coaching, very loose term. But very young. I mean, it's been a few years ago now. Grown man.
Yeah, he's grown
now. Like I think he was in 6th gear pinned all the time then, as most like whatever they were 13-year-olds are. But he has stepped it back and put on 20 pounds of muscle. Dallin Pepper is the Hulk, and so. And they're both buddies. I think they train together a lot, and they do the YouTube thing. So I'm very interested to see that kid go in because the focus looks like it is very much there. Like the extracurricular does not look like it's a thing, which is crazy. Like especially with the brute stuff, I think we could go so deep into any brute kid that's not.
Well, let's just go high level.
20s,
let's just go high level for now. So you think Dallin?
Yeah.
I got Dallin Pepper to upset a lot of people, hurt some feelings, deliver the box of Kleenex. A lot of feelings. Okay, got it. Understood.
Yeah, the Macho Man, Randy Savage elbow, top rope.
Joey, let's hear it.
Oh God,
I mean, there's so many to pick from because there's so many great athletes.
There are, like it's like where do you even look to think? I was looking at the Lowlands, and like that's one of the virtual ones, and talking about like home field advantage and stuff like that. It's gonna limit a lot of stuff that you can and can't do, right? I don't think they're gonna make people run or anything like that. So I was looking at that, and a name that stood out to me is Giannis Papadopoulos. This is a dude I met. If you want to see a freak of nature, Google this man. He was a wrestler for like the Greek national team. He's like 6 foot something and looks like a Greek god. I mean, he is Greek,
it's all
but
Greek to me.
This dude, he power snatches, like over 300 pounds. He is a
Is he the guy? Didn't he get in trouble for something?
No. I know who you're thinking of. This is a different guy.
I've met that guy.
Yeah.
It can't be because it's not the same guy.
No, he still has a band. But I like this dude because of like the home
Chandler
field.
Was gonna fight him.
Oh, Chandler hates that guy. The home field advantage aspect of this and letting this guy just kind of do his thing, and they're not going to make him run. I think that would be something that like really limits him. But he's amazing on machines. He was a wrestler, so he has like freaky good gymnastics and body awareness, and he's stronger than hell. So I think this guy punches his ticket.
Really?
I do.
And we're back to the top 5, though. You don't have to go get a dub.
That's what I mean. Like I think this dude makes it, and then he's going to do well at the games too. I like this guy. Look him up, Giannis Papadopoulos.
All right, so
check the resume.
So here we go. I'm going to say it, and this just look. We obviously, this is a Brute Strength podcast. If you didn't know, subscribe, swipe up, do the things. Look, I'm going to call it right now, Granite Games. This is the biggest matchup of the year on the women's side. Mal O'Brien and McCary, the future of the sport. If you don't believe me, you
I didn't even know we were getting there yet.
No, but see, I've been sitting on this. Look, way too early. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Emma Carey makes it to the podium this year. I said it. I'm not saying first. At the games.
At the games.
I said it. Way too early.
I'll tell you what. So,
but I'm just going to say it.
Yeah. I got to interview her, and I had no idea who she was really until the thing came out where she won the dumbbell power snatch. Because I know Mal pretty well, just because I'm friends with her coach, James.
Who is also
Townsend.
an amazing athlete.
When this came out, freak. He doesn't warm up. That's the terrifying part. Rip your arms off your body. Scary. And like I said earlier, not easily impressed. Mal O'Brien is terrifying in person. Nicest, sweet girl. Does nothing but fitness. Like Emma's the same way after talking with her. Very different personalities, but very, it's going to be a slug fest. And I think it's going to come to the events. Because I'd say like the strength thing, it's so weird because they're both really strong and really fit. So it's going to be like an execution thing. So like we're really, the pressure is going to be on the coaches, like right for strategies for, getting them ready and kind of having them at the peak spot. But I agree with that, man. There's a reason those two names are at the top of the list, and then right under it's Andrea Nisler, who obviously won't be going because of the mayhem thing. Christy O'Connell will be there. Athlete, yeah. But I mean, besides Emma and besides Emma and Mal, I mean, I know, who else do we know on here? Man, it's basically going to be their show. Caroline Connor's known her for a long time. She should have a good showing. But you got to think programming-wise, too. I'm interested to see how they regulate because they said it had to be approved by HQ.
See.
And Granite Games, Joey knows this, is traditionally very long game monostructural heavy.
Oh, very much so.
So, which is, they don't swim, But I mean, what
They
do,
have
do like
they have swam.
Have they?
Yeah. And the interesting thing about the Granite Games is where it's being hosted. I think it's at the Vikings' new stadium or training facility. Yeah. They have a pool there that's like an Olympic-sized regulation pool. They have a track. They have everything. So I think if you're like, the Granite Games traditionally is like very reminiscent of like the actual games. Like it prepares athletes well for what you're going to see, just because of it is like a lot of running and stuff like that. So I do like Emma at this. I think like that girl is just so robotic. Nothing can phase her. And Dex, I mean, you spoke to her. That girl is just like, she's got one mission. And you want to tell the audience what she said to you?
So I texted the other day. I'm following all the things and checking leaderboards, and I said, because like I said, friends with Mal and James, and I'm like, all right, cool, Mal's crushing it. Must not have uploaded Emma's yet. And I texted her. I said, hey man, are you not doing the teen qualifier? She said, basically said, well, in not so many words, I'm pushing all my chips in the middle of the table. We're going elite or not going. Which the rosters are out. Before that is like the biggest, sandlot, get in the box and call your shot with the bat on your shoulder kind of deal. So, which I respect to the core. And speaking with her, man, she doesn't do anything else. And the crazy part is, I mean, I want to say while I'm interviewing her, mom and dad are right here on the other side of the camera, which if you've watched any video, you can hear her mom's camera lady yelling. Dad's in there either judging or talking also, and I could not be more a fan of that tribe thing. And Mal has the same. It's James, her parents' sister. That whole gym kind of rallies around her, so it'll be like, I mean, it's going to be a tribe thing, man. It could be, that's going to be the storyline. I mean, other than Andrea won't be there, I don't know who will fill in. Pacelli, Christy Aramo, Emma Ferreira's from Northeast. Know her, she should be good. Stephanie Chung, haven't seen her compete in a while since Ireland, so that should be good. But, I mean, it's going to be their show and kind of, their race to run. And I was super impressed. And there was no, hesitation. There's no, well, I don't know. It was,
this is the plan.
No, we're going to lead or we're not going. This is it.
Decisiveness
is,
I think, is one of the many traits of a great competitor. And I'm not saying that if you're decisive makes you a great competitor. I'm just saying it's one of the many that I think, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, that I think you need to have. But
well, I think something I don't when you do something like that. Like, what does that put in other people's brains? Like, because you don't have to, right? Like, you've done the workouts for the quarters. Yeah. I think Mal took 4 1s and a 3, kind of in her absence. So there's no debate that will be the matchup. And that's what I was the most excited about, man. Like taking this job and getting to know the guys, and especially like the athletes we have on roster, the young talent coming through.
Period.
Which, Joey and I. Oh my God,
it's the next
wave.
It's
the now, bro.
Yeah,
it's the now. Like there is no gap, because I mean you got to think the data we have is me and Joey got into it after college football. Mm-hmm. Most people, I mean, are what Uncle Rico's will tell. Oh, brother, I wish I would have found it when I was 50 in high school. These kids did. They found Emma found it at 10.
Yeah.
And so the flow of coming through CrossFit Kids, through the class, through getting sparked your interest for the competitive bug, and staying healthy, and not getting burnt out, which says a lot more than just the athlete, kind of the environment and the tribe of it. But that's going to be such a new data point for going forward.
I think there's. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you got to go ahead. No,
I was going to say having a coach like those girls have, whether it's Brute or James, will really help prevent that burnout. And that's what happened to me. I think I found L too late, right? I was a blog guy forever. But this is the next wave of athletes, right? Keeping them healthy, teaching them what they need when they need it, teaching them about the season, when to peak, things like that. That's where we really come into play. And I think that's why, you see athletes like Emma, Dolan, who are so young already, but already so good. And, I know people who are the old man on the couch saying, man, if I could have done it, and it's like, or there's other guys like yourself, Dex, who are pumping them up. You're excited for the future, right? We got their backs. We're excited to see what happens with these athletes. It's so cool to see, especially as a father to be, to watch Emma and Mal just go crush it, I got so much faith in those two.
Well, being a girl dad too, times 2 now. And I told Emma this, man, because there's some things that I think it's underrated, the dedication you have to be good. And now we're going to see like what longevity looks like. Because like masters now, I feel like to a certain degree, I hope nobody sends me a hate mail for this, but like it's a war of attrition, right?
Yeah, it is.
And at a point before that, it was, can you do the skills, not necessarily what's your capacity at them. And so, but it's just a victim of new sport. When you found it late, cool. And so, having the tools, I mean, you got to think like Joey and I both strength and conditioning coaches for a long time. Our kids are going to have access to that. These kids have had access to it. And if I'm saying Dallin's name wrong, super sorry. Don't snatch me when you see me, child. But, I didn't know how to say that. But it's exciting to me, man, because I think, as bad a rap as CrossFit gets from the YouTube and Google fires for just general population that don't know about it, I think this will be the page turner for that, and kind of the blanket you throw on the fire to, let me tell you, if you get in it and the steps are right and we don't try to jump to the top of the staircase, then it can be this, and it can be this fruitful experience where your kids get this really cool social thing. They learn how to lose, they learn how to win, they learn what hard work is, and all those things, like I'll say I stole it from football, is applicable to life. And so, and seeing like, I've been to Mal's gym, kid carries a microwave in the round of her little Ford Bronco. Like, just in case. Like, it must be on with the door open going down the road, and there's some kind of gamma wave radiation. Like, same thing for Emma. But, Mal's homeschooled. Emma said she goes to school sometimes. But, I think it's wild to see kids not want to play team sports to go and do this. And I think that is a huge step for the sport, the further the timeline slides back, and those kids progress through the age levels and they're successful and they're not, I think the only real kind of transition kid we have is Haley, plus what's the other kid from Cookville that kind of fell apart? Angelo.
Yeah.
I think he's
in one of these.
Comeback. Yeah, he's in one of them. But I mean, I think he was just had some injuries, which patience is a skill a lot of people don't have, and could sit still and just stayed injured.
I think injuries happen, right? It's you play football, you get injuries. You do CrossFit competitively, you're probably going to have an injury. But I like the fact that having a coach helps prevent those. I really do believe that 100%. And
that's sexy now.
Yeah.
It is, and I think for good reason, right? We control volume of athletes. We tell them when they need to be doing stuff and how aggressively, and I can speak to myself. If I don't think I took a deload week when I first started this, because I was like, oh, Rich isn't taking a deload week. Why should I? And I think those days are gone of idiots like myself. But if I would have had Elle in my ear telling me what to do, he says they aren't.
Real quick,
just go on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's sad. Instagram's the worst, but I think the future's now, man.
All right, real quick
cool.
Before we jump off here, I'm just gonna keep this quick. I already told you who I thought ends up on the podium. I'm not saying she gets first. I'm just saying she's somewhere in the mix of the podium. But or just maybe a surprising podium pick, a way too early podium pick. It can be men or women, or it could be both. But real quick, give me one or two names if you're going men and women. All right.
Go
Chandler
ahead, Dex.
Smith. Chandler.
Damn
Smith.
it, that's what I was
at the same time.
So I said this, fortunate enough to be at Rogue first time he qualified, with the coach's pass and just a group of people to support him. Went to the games that year, same deal. And to see that guy be free of the Army and be in a camp where, I don't think anyone can give that kid anything physical. He's not a kid, he's a grown man. But I don't think anyone can give him anything physical. He will run himself into the ground. I think the outside of the gym things, as far as a what to and direction and a scheduling of that, and he'll do whatever you tell him to do. He is the best kind of athlete for a coach. But seeing him be in a camp to where the environment's right, he is training with people that push him. He's losing in training sometimes, which has never been a thing for him. He's always been the big fish in the tiny pond. And just the highest quality person. And, one of my best friends, I can't wait. And I said this 3 years ago, cannot wait to see what it looks like. It's terrifying for people when he gets to sharpen that a little. and the front rack opens up. He's recovered. He's sleeping every night. Kids getting massages and body work. Everybody's in trouble. And so not a dark horse by any means. I think the natural progression of him getting 15th the first year he went, what was it last year? He was one spot out of going to the 6th. So it's my man's time. I think he's right on schedule, but it's not a surprise.
All right.
He'll be there.
Joey, so obviously he took yours, but you have one more. Okay.
I'm just going to echo that. I think I don't think there is another person in the sport right now who has it between the ears like Chandler does.
Mm-mm.
That dude, I couldn't agree. Like he will run himself through a brick wall and ask for some more, right? Like like Dex said, free of the army right now. He's got people around him.
Thank God.
Now he gets the chance to actually. I don't think we've seen anything close to his actual potential.
No.
Right? Like, and he's got a new haircut. Like the dude's ready to go.
The day he got out, within an hour of getting out, goes and gets his hair dyed and gets his ears pierced, and like sends me a clip. He's like, I can't go back now. So
I'd be terrified if I had to go up against him right now.
We're really missing is Luke Parker the guy from The Bachelor?
Yeah.
Bachelorette?
Is it really?
The only reason I knew that is because my wife makes me watch it.
Bro, he's so jacked.
It's okay.
It's okay, bro. He's Bachelorette's cool.
I take back Chandler. You're screwed. This guy's got it.
Bro, he's so jacked. He's so jacked. I'm quitting everything and doing Marcus Philly bodybuilding.
That's somebody else I'd love to get on here. That guy,
he's real jacked.
If I could look half of what he looks like, anyways, I'd be on The Bachelor.
I'm
sorry,
just
Ashley.
cool. I don't know how tall he is, right? Nothing beats 6 foot plus. So I'm pretty cool with that. I drink more beer than I used to, which is cool. But I think we're going to have a solid showing as a group for Brute. Outside of Brute, I will always ride with Chandler Smith, push the chips to the middle of the table. Just like Joey's talking about, the things that are hard to teach are in the bag. I think the things that are very teachable, that have been pieces to the puzzle missing to make an already beautiful picture more beautiful and complete, are, if I was a competitor, terrifying.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like he's just gonna podium. I'm saying that dude wins.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's got it in the
bag.
I'm
saying it.
Not in the bag, but he's gonna be there's gonna be punches thrown. It's gonna be a dogfight this year. And I'll get to talking really fast about it because I've been excited. My buddy Xander was here and we've been talking about it all weekend. Because it just, like seeing you guys move to Philly, like anybody I'm cool with, friends with, to see them do well, it's the same as me doing well. Excites me, and I get like goosebumps talking about it because I just, if you're in the circle, God, I want all of us to be on just to level up that direction, and I could not be more happy for that cat. And I can't believe you're on any day notice for the baby. You better get in there and catch her. You better do it. Yeah.
It could be
now.
All right, guys. All right, real quick, Dex, where can people find you if they want to connect?
I'm the most one-dimensional at Dex Hopkins on Instagram. If you do Facebook, you're an old person, and I don't do Twitter.
That's right.
That's also
all right,
weird.
Joey, where can folks find you?
At Joey_Toto on Instagram, like Dex. I don't do the others. I'm not a tweeter,
old man.
and I deleted the Facebooks, man. I can't do it. So
I have old people I talk to on there. So
I got email. You can email me.
I got a pigeon carrier.
Write me a letter. I'll love you forever. You
Come on, somebody.
Yeah, I got a pigeon carrier.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much, Dex, Joey. We're going to be on here a lot. So if you didn't like us, I don't know why you wouldn't like us.
I got 2 words for you. No, I'm just kidding.
Please come back. We really want your views. Right. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. And I hope you have a great day. See you.